Hello there, and welcome to Geek Speak. My name is Nath, and this week I've been enjoying playing through a few new games that I got over the Christmas holidays. Maybe if you were very good last year, you will have unwrapped a shiny new console during the festive season and are now trying to select your first main game to complete. Getting to grips with a new gaming machine can be an incredibly fun and exciting experience as you try to select what disc or digital copy will take up your next few free weekends, so it's a decision not to be made lightly. Well, this got me to reflect on exactly what games were my first 100% completions on each console that I have owned, and thus here we are with 7 video games that I 100%ed first on each of my consoles. My first ever 100%ed game comes long before the days of trophies and achievements. For my 7th Christmas, my amazing Granny Nora decided to bestow upon me my first ever gaming console, the magnificent Nintendo 64, complete with the platforming perfection that is Super Mario 64. Not that I knew this at the time, but this game is often credited with being the advent of the transition from 2D to 3D games, with its rich, colourful sandbox-style levels and hub world, excellent physics, and a camera system that, while a tad janky, was still a major step up from anything that gamers had seen before. I poured hours into this one, trying to navigate Mario through 15 varied and beautiful obstacle-laden worlds as I tried to claim the impressive collection of 120 Power Stars from the clutches of Bowser and his army of minions. This game was, in a nutshell, my childhood, or at least multiple hours a week of it, and a game that started my love affair with gaming. Despite being 29 years old, this is a game that still holds up remarkably well even today. So if you have an emulator or a Nintendo Switch, I thoroughly recommend that you seek it out and take it for a spin. About 2 years later, when our family received a PlayStation 1 with multiple games for Christmas, I was thrilled to see that Santa had gotten me a copy of Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace. About a week later, having not yet escaped the swamps of Naboo, or Level 2 to the uninitiated, I decided that the copy of Tigger's Honey Hunt looked a lot less intimidating, and so my adventures in the 100 Acre Wood began. While significantly less cool than killing Sith Lords in a galaxy far, far away, Tigger's Honey Hunt was a very competent 2.5D side-scrolling platformer with plenty of collectibles, secrets, and it also featured the full voice cast from the 90s Pooh Bear cartoon. Disney have always made very good games, and this nostalgic stroll through the Bear of Very Little Brain's best hits was honestly a lot of fun to complete. PS1 had loads to play from the House of Mouse, with bangers like Tarzan, Hercules, and the excellent Jungle Book Groove Party, to name but a few. But the most wonderful thing about Tigger is that he's the only one. By the time that PlayStation 2 rolled around, I was on the cusp of becoming an angsty teenager, and my tastes had started to evolve beyond colourful cartoony platformers into colourful cartoony beat-em-ups. Thankfully, Naruto Ultimate Ninja was able to stick a shuriken into that very niche box for me. Based on the first 3 seasons of the anime, Naruto Ultimate Ninja featured a roster of spiky-haired shinobi who used martial arts, ninja tools and ninjutsu to fight each other in a slightly faster than Tekken style of combat. The game again featured voice actors from both the Japanese and English dub of the series, multiple game modes, unlockables and multiplayer. The AI could be switched from easy mode to ruthless, brutal, say your prayers and eat your vitamins difficulty, which really appealed to me as I was getting more and more confident in my gaming prowess. Thankfully, there were multiple entries in this series that came out in the following years, and it is a series that I play to this current console generation. In my early 20s, I had fully fallen down the nerdy rabbit hole with interests in sci-fi, anime, comics and the like, so when in 2014 my local game store had a second-hand copy of a game that appeared to be the byproduct of Star Wars, Trek and Gate, well, for £6 I thought, why not give it a try? I have never been happier with a risk taken buying an unknown game, because this first entry in my favourite sci-fi trilogy of all time hooked me within its opening hour. The very abridged synopsis is that you play as Shepard, a fully customisable space commando who, while on a mission, is exposed to a harrowing message from an extinct alien race warning him of an impending galactic genocide, the sentient machine race known as the Reapers. Simply put, Shepard must unite a galaxy divided to prevent the end of everything. It sounds pretty grand and epic, and my word it is, as you travel across this incredible third-person shooter RPG with some of the most amazing planets, characters, dialogue and choice-based storytelling I have ever experienced in a game. It is my favourite gaming trilogy of all time. I cannot recommend this one highly enough. We are back to the Mushroom Kingdom now with the incredible Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. My first experience of Mario Kart was all the way back in entry number 1, as Mario Kart 64 was another game that came with my old Nintendo 64. I have owned every rendition of the most famous karting series, and 8 Deluxe perfects the formula, featuring a mammoth 96 tracks and nearly 50 playable characters. With accessibility to the family gameplay, multiple modes, and 24 Grand Prix to try and get the gold on, this game is simply a must for any Nintendo Switch owner. In my humble opinion, there is no game more fun to play with friends, both online or sat on the sofa with snacks. And while it does make me feel quite old to know that I have nearly 3 decades of Mario Kart experience under my hat, it is also a game that I feel very confident in my ability to win at, and is somewhat of a comfort food game for me. This next one is a special one for me, as it came at a time where I was feeling a bit uninspired by gaming. I was in my late 20s, I had not gamed all that much in the year, and then randomly managed to win the Spider-Man limited edition PlayStation 4 console in a work raffle. So I thought I might as well try it out. This game blew my mind. Sure, the graphics were pretty, the gameplay was intuitive, and I was quite excited to have won something at long last, but then the story hooked me. Peter Parker in this iteration of the character was just like me, in his late 20s, struggling to make ends meet and not getting everything right. He was a flawed, messy character. To date, I still firmly believe that the story of Spider-Man PS4 is head and shoulders above any cinematic version of the character thus far. The game tells a beautiful, ugly, person-centered story where you really feel for these polygonal approximations of Marvel characters. For me, it reignited my passion for gaming, as it was both a breath of fresh air with its storyline and liberating experience with the incredible open-world gameplay. It eventually would become my first platinum trophy too, and a series that I look forward to experiencing more again in the future. Our final entry this week is one that I suspect I may have in common with many of you, as upon booting up my PS5 for the first time, I noticed that there was a game already pre-installed. The magnificent Astro's Playroom is a platformer with PlayStation running through its veins. Originally conceived as a tech demo for the PlayStation 5's DualSense controller, this incredible freebie from Team Asobi is a love letter to the platformers of old. As Astro, you navigate your way through various sections of the PlayStation 5's hardware, racing across Memory Meadow, SSD Speedway, Cooling Springs, and GPU Jungle in order to save the PlayStation 5 and to collect a museum's worth of memorabilia from Sony's impressive library of gaming gizmos. Similarly to its successor, 2024's Game of the Year Astrobot, the entire time I was playing in the Playroom, I had a massive, idiotic grin on my face because of the sheer joy that this game gives you as you play it. Here's hoping for a sequel when the PlayStation 6 launches some point down the road. Well, there we are guys. Those were 7 games that I 100%ed first on each of my consoles. Why not tell me about yours down below in the comment section? Please do drop me a like, share and subscribe for more videos like this one. Hit the notification bell to be alerted for whenever I drop another episode. And as always, thank you so much for watching, stay safe, see you bye.